but I would like to turn it over now to Todd, who is going to read one of his books. And I think it's his new book. Todd, is it going to be your new book? Is Todd here with us? There he is. Hi, Todd.
I lost you.
We found you, though.
I know. I don't know what happened. I think my dogs are messing around with the internet, or they're downloading cartoons or something. I don't know what happened.
I bet they are. So I was asking you, Todd, are you going to start first by reading your new book for us?
Yeah. Just let me know when you think we're ready to go. And
I have said all I need to say. Let's hear you now.
Okay. Well, hello, good morning, or afternoon, wherever you are. I'm Todd Parr. I have a first name and a last name, just like you. Mine is very simple. It's Todd Parr, but it's one of those names that people just like to say both of my names together. So it's, hey, Todd Parr, Todd Parr, Todd Parr's at our school today. And then I went to a school in Chicago a few years ago, and they changed my name without asking me. I walked in and there was a giant bulletin board and it said, welcome Todd Party. So I thought, that sounds fun. Todd Party, that's a fun name. So you can call me Todd Parr, Todd Party. I'm an author and illustrator of now over 50 books for kids. And that means I draw all of the pictures, I write all of the words. And how many of you think you can draw better than me? Everyone, raise your hands. And how many of you would like to write your own book? Wow, that's a lot. Even though I can't see you, I know it's a lot that want to write your own book. Well, it's really easy. The hardest thing is thinking of the idea. And today, I'm going to share some of my books with you. And we don't have time for them all. I know that you have some questions for me, so we'll take some questions here in just a few minutes. And then I can also show you how I make a book and some pictures of my dogs. But first, I thought I would start out reading. Should I read, raise your hands, if I should read my brand new book that just came out this week, The Joyful Book, or should I read the Goodbye Book? Or how about the Happy Birthday Book? Or Kindness? Or the Underwear Book? No, it's always the Underwear Book. I have so many books, I want to read other ones. And it's okay to be different. Or be who you are. All right, let me see. I think I heard it's very loud cheers coming in for, okay, let's just read the Underwear Book and then I'll read the Joyful Book, okay? So I want to wake everybody up, make sure that you get your laugh in for the weekend. So here we go. Do have lots of different kinds of underwear. Don't wear it all at once. Do wash your underwear. Don't use too much soap. Do put your clean underwear away. Don't put it in the freezer. Do wear underwear to the beach. Don't go surfing in it. Do go shopping for underwear with a hippo. Don't let her try them on. Rip. Do wear new underwear on the first day of school. Don't bring it for show and tell. Teachers do not like that. Do dress up your dog in underwear. Don't use your sister's favorite pair. Do give cool underwear as a present. Don't buy the wrong size. Do wear underwear when you go trick-or-treating. Don't wear it over your costume. Do go swimming in your underwear. Don't jump off the diving board. Do wear polka dot underwear to a party. Don't wear a plain pair. Do wear striped underwear if you're a zebra. Don't wear polka dotted ones. And last two, do bring extra underwear when you go fishing. Don't use it as bait, no matter What underwear you wear, always feel good about yourself. The end. Love, Todd. Party. You like that one? Yeah, so
Yeah.
everybody should be warmed up now and ready for joyful, because it's coming around to a time of year where we celebrate so many different things, and we eat lots of good food. So I've always wanted to write a book about celebrating at this time of the year, but I didn't want to exclude anyone. So I thought, how can I write a book that celebrates the things that so many different people celebrate, other than me? So I wrote the Joyful book, and it just came out on Tuesday. I think you're the first group of kids I'm reading this book to. So here we go. Feeling joyful is when you're so happy you want to jump up and shout with everyone you love. Celebrating with family and friends is joyful. Going on vacation is joyful. Being close together is joyful. Unwrapping presents is joyful. Then you get to pop all the plastic bubbles. Lighting candles is joyful. Storytelling is joyful. Trying new things is joyful. Having company over is joyful. Watching a parade is joyful. Rubbing noses is joyful. Getting dressed up is joyful. Giving is joyful. Singing holiday songs is joyful. Playing games is joyful. Hugging is joyful. Sending love to family and friends far away is joyful. Sharing a meal is joyful. Playing outside is joyful. Learning new traditions is joyful. Making yummy treats is joyful. Visiting friends is joyful. Decorating for the holidays is joyful. Saying thank you is joyful. Starting a new year is joyful. Holidays are a special time. No matter what traditions you celebrate, it's always joyful to be together with family and friends. Try and find joy every day and share it with others all year long. The end. Love, Todd. You like that one? Thank you. I really like that book. So I know that you have some questions for me. So I think some are on video, and then also we'll do some others. So we'll take a break now and do some questions, okay?
That sounds great, Todd. It's Amy again. I'm back. Yep. We're going to share a video that some kids sent to us.
Hi, Todd Parr.
Hi, Todd. Who's in here?
We have some questions for you from Verona, Wisconsin. All right, what's your question?
Do you love pink?
Okay, do you love pink? Did you have
Do
a
I
question?
love pink? I do love pink.
Hey, Todd. Hey, Todd, why don't we watch the whole video? I wrote the questions down so that we can answer them afterwards.
Okay, cool.
Did you have a question?
Santa. Who's in your family?
Who's in your family? Okay, did you have a question?
Yeah.
What is it?
What's your favorite color?
Okay. Theo, do you have questions for Todd Parr?
What is your favorite animal?
What is your favorite animal?
Santa.
All right, can you guys say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Well, Todd, those are some good questions.
Yeah, that was so cool, and it looks so real. Like they were just sitting on the couch there, and I was talking to him. It felt like I could just talk to him. It was so real. It was so cool. It made me feel good, and some very good questions.
There were lots of questions about your colors. The first question was, do you like pink? And then what is your favorite color?
I love pink, but it's not my favorite color. My favorite color is blue, but I really like pink, and especially bright pink. So any bright colors, I really, really like. But I always try and do everything. Like even my clothes, I have more blue clothes than I do any other clothes because I like the color blue.
Excellent. Another question was, who is your family?
Who is my family? Well, there is Pete, and there's Jerry, and then there's Tater Tot. And those are my 3 dogs that I rescued. And let's see, Pete likes scary movies and talks on his cell phone. Jerry, he sleeps in my bed and he wears his Paw Patrol backpack. And Tater Tot, she likes to take naps in the sun, and she orders pizza when she's hungry late at night. So those are my family. And we live in Planet Todd World, which is right near Berkeley, California.
Wow. So you have dogs. Is that your favorite animal, or do you have a different favorite animal?
I love all animals. I love skunks, and I love dogs and porcupines and narwhal fishes.
Narwhal fishes. What are those?
Those are this big fish with this big spiky thing on their head that looks like a unicorn.
Oh my gosh. Do you draw them too in your books?
I do draw narwhal.
That's great. I'm looking at our chat to see if there was a question, and I think I did see one about how you make your books. Oh, how did you learn to draw so good?
Well, first of all, thank you. I think I learned to draw. I taught myself when I was in 2nd grade. I had trouble reading, and they didn't know it right away, but I wasn't paying attention, and then they figured out I couldn't read to the level I was supposed to be reading at. And you know what I was doing? I was drawing. And what was I drawing? I was drawing Snoopy. And that's how I learned to read, or learned how to draw. And that was 2nd grade. And I started by tracing Snoopy, and it was just a black outline. And then I kept doing it, and I got to the point where I was able to draw Snoopy on my own. And I even won an art contest. So I think Snoopy the dog taught me how to draw.
Wow. I certainly can't draw like you, Todd. Let's see. I always have a question for you when I think about people who write books. Where do you get your ideas from, Todd?
A lot of my ideas come from when I was younger, and that experience that I just told you about in 2nd grade. Well, I had to repeat 2nd grade because I couldn't read where I should have been. And so when I did, some of the kids made fun of me. And I never forgot that. So when I got older, when I wrote books, this is the book that was based on when I was in 2nd grade. I wanted to write a book, let kids know that some of us are good at some things and not so good at others, but we can do our best and we can learn. And then I had trouble, like, as I got older, like I was always trying to be like everybody else because I just didn't have the confidence in myself. And I thought I wasn't good enough. And so I was always trying to be who you are. And then when I wrote a book a few years ago, and it's called Be Who You Are, because I think it's just very important that you celebrate all the things that make you uniquely you and different, and appreciate those things about other people. So I was always trying to be somebody else, and then I figured out it was just easier and more fun to be who I was. So I write about a lot of things that happened to me, and then of course I get ideas a lot. I hear from teachers and librarians, and they go, Todd, you should do a book about mistakes, because kids are afraid to take chances because they don't want to make a mistake. So I wrote, it's okay to make mistakes. Uh-oh, I made a mistake. There, I fixed it. So that's where so many of my ideas come from.
Awesome. We have a question from Aaliyah. Aaliyah would like to know what your favorite holiday is.
My favorite holiday, I like them all. I really do. And I like holidays that I didn't even celebrate as a kid. But Halloween, I think, is my favorite time of year, just because I don't know why, because I just love Halloween, and it's always been a favorite time of year for me. And I really like every single holiday, even the ones that are not mine. I love Kwanzaa. I love Hanukkah. I love Chinese New Year because I've been in China during Chinese New Year, and the food and everything. So I just love any time when people are together celebrating and eating good food.
Oh, speaking of food, I have a question for you. What's your favorite food?
Favorite food is macaroni and cheese with worms. No, that's not right. That's something in a book I did. It's macaroni and cheese. And I'm not picky. It can be out of the box, or you can make it, or I'll make it, but I like macaroni and cheese.
Awesome. So Todd, why don't you read us another book? I think
Okay.
we've had a couple requests for the kindness book.
The kindness book. That's a perfect one. And this one I just did last year. And when I was talking to my editor, she's like a teacher, we were like, why don't I have a book about kindness? And I said, I don't know, but that's what I do in all my books. I try and write about reminders to be kind. So anyway, I finally did a book about kindness. What is kindness? Kindness is thinking about people's feelings and helping them feel good. Being kind makes you feel good too. Kindness is reading a bedtime story to someone you love. Kindness is taking care of your community. That means helping out your neighbors and your friends. Kindness is holding the door open for someone. Kindness is listening. Kindness is keeping others safe. Kindness is free. Kindness is watching out for someone around you. Kindness is holding hands. Kindness is being there when someone needs you. Kindness is taking care of yourself. This is my favorite page in this book. Kindness is helping things grow. Kindness is saying something nice. Thank you for being my teacher. You're welcome. Kindness is not hurting someone's feelings. Your hair looks funny. Ha ha. Kindness is saying you're sorry. We're sorry. Let's be friends. Be kind to yourself. Kindness is remembering everyone's feelings are important. Kindness is welcoming someone new to the family. Do you have any skunks in your family? I bet you do. Kindness is giving a bug a hug. Kindness is saying hello to someone new. Hello. Kindness is saying thank you to those who help others. Kindness is being nice to animals. Kindness is letting others be who they are. Kindness is cheering someone up when they are sad. It's easy to be kind. There are many ways to be kind. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. The end. Love, Todd. You like that one? Thank you.
Thanks, Todd. We have another video to play for you with a question.
Okay.
Which of your books are your favorite?
Did you hear that, Todd?
I did. I love these video questions. It is so much fun for me to see them, and it's so cool. My favorite book, I have more than one because I have so many, but I would say, and it's always the newest one that just came out. So of course, the Kindness book is my new favorite book right now, but It's Okay to Be Different is probably my most favorite, because that was the book that helped show people what I was trying to write about in all my books, was inspiring kids to feel good about themselves, and learn about differences. So that is always a favorite. And then another one, well, of course, the underwear book that I read you, because it always makes everyone laugh. But this book, it's the goodbye book. And when we go, I'll finish with this book. But this book was the hardest book that I have done of all my books. And I know you're thinking, Todd, your books are so simple, a baby could write them. And you're right. I've seen a lot of books that babies have written that are really, really good. They also eat my books. I know that. So I always have to make cardboard versions. But saying goodbye is really hard. And so for 7 years, I had on my list, write a book about saying goodbye, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. And one weekend, I was looking at one of my other books, and I got an idea, and it was about a fish. And I got an idea, and I thought I could tell this story using a fish. And I got really excited, and I actually did the whole book in one weekend, all 30 some pages I did. Of course, it went through a lot of changes, but I was that excited. And so I think this always will hold a special place, because it took me 7 years to come up with this. And I'm really proud of this book, because I think even adults like this book, and it helps them.
Awesome. Todd, I have to say that I am so grateful. My favorite book of yours is the underwear book, and to be able to see you read it was amazing. And just because of you, I do not keep my underwear in the freezer.
Well, and I get asked that a lot, because, I put something in the Earth book that said, there's a poster of ways you can help the Earth. And I put number 10, I think, was put your underwear in the freezer when it's hot. And people ask me all the time, Todd, how does doing that help the Earth? And I have to admit, I don't think it does. It just was put in there to make you laugh. So I don't encourage it, and I've never done it. I just wanted to make you laugh.
Well, you did. Thank you. So we're ending our time together, Todd. I have the 10 people who won your book. Can I say their names?
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So here are the 10 people who won a signed copy of Todd's Joyful book. Are you ready for that?
Yay.
I'm going to read your names, but I'm going to contact you by email after this so that I can get your mailing address. So the first one, Diane Reynolds, Charlie and someone else, Charlie and Jack Swenson, Shannon Davis, Sarah Raminger,
Yay.
Mao Tao, Jennifer Cole, Shasta Westaby, Cindy Seelan, Jody
Yay.
Strong, and here's the last name, Dawn Hayes.
Yay.
Those are the 10 people that won your book.
Cool.
But what's super cool is that there is still a way to get a copy of Todd's signed book. We're going to put a link on how to get that. You have to buy it, but it'll be signed by Todd. So we'll put that in the chat box too. I have one more question for you that somebody asked before you read the goodbye book.
Okay.
They wanted to know what your favorite, the kids at McWanago YMCA want to know what your favorite Disney movie is.
Oh, well, that's a hard one because that's my favorite channel is the Disney Channel. But I would say that I really love Toy Story, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, if there are that many, if they ever make them. But I love Toy Story. I love Up. I love The Incredibles. Basically any Pixar movie I'm a big fan of. And do you know that Pixar is just literally like maybe 10 blocks from my house where they make the movies, and I've been able to visit there. And it is like I'm in Disneyland when I went to Pixar. I just stared at everything and everyone, and it was so cool. And to know that they're so close by. So yeah, I have a thing for Pixar and their movies, but Toy Story, that's it.
That's awesome. Thanks. Somebody said in the link, somebody said in the chat box that Sarah Raminger said that they're very excited that they won. The family child care children are cheering. Yay! We're cheering for you.
Cool.
Great. All right, Todd, why don't you read your goodbye book?
One more book, because unfortunately, one of my dogs is scratching at my door because this is my office and studios behind my house, and I have the backyard, and so they didn't get to go for their walk yet today. So they're like, knock, knock, Dad, hello, we haven't been for our walk and we need our food. And I said, I'm busy. So I have to go feed them now, but before I go, I'm going to read you the goodbye book. All right. It's hard to say goodbye to someone. You might not know what to feel. You might be very sad. You might be very mad. You might not feel like talking to anyone. You might just feel like hiding. Things might not seem fun anymore. You might not feel like eating. You might not feel like sleeping. You might try and stop thinking about it. You might pretend it didn't happen. You might be confused. But eventually you'll start to feel better. You'll remember how you laughed. You'll remember all the fun you had. You'll have days when you'll fill up and days when you'll fill down. You'll remember all the special times. You'll remember everything you learned together. You might feel like talking to someone. You might even feel like drawing a picture. You might wonder where they went or what they are doing now. Most of all, you'll remember how much you love and you miss them. You'll go on and try and be brave. And you'll remember that there will always be someone to love you and hold you tight. We all get sad when we say goodbye to someone we love. Always try and remember all the happy times you shared together. The end. Love, Todd. Like that? See why that would be a hard one to write, because it's just hard to write about saying goodbye. But we have to say goodbye at times. I saw a question pop up. I don't know if this can happen or not, and I don't think all three are out there, but the youngest one, Jer, who wears the Paw Patrol backpack, he's out there. So I'll see if he'll come up and say hi real quick, okay? So hold on.
So someone wrote in the chat if we could see his dogs. And one thing I do know is his dogs are in his books a lot. Those are the dogs you draw in your book, right, Todd?
Yes, this is Jer. How are you all wet? I think it's raining a little bit, or Georgia's wet, or you've been playing in the jacuzzi. What have you been doing? Well, that's all you're gonna get. Pete doesn't, he's camera shy, and Tater, she's so little and like bulky. Her name's, that's why she's called Tater Tot, because she looks like one. She doesn't like me to lift her up. So Georgia's the only one you get to see, but it's Pete, Tater Tot, and Georgia.
Excellent. Thanks, Todd. Thanks for showing us your dog.
Yeah.
And Todd, thanks so much for joining us this morning to read a couple of your books. It was really fun. Did you have fun?
Thanks. I had an amazing time. Thanks for inviting me. I hope that you all have a good weekend. And if you decide to make macaroni and cheese, make sure you save some for me. And make sure you keep reading. Of course, be nice and believe in yourself. Be who you are. The end. Love, Todd.
Thanks,
Todd.
Everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.